Hello, ladies. Let's talk about irregular menstrual cycles. So many emails and calls on this topic. It's like it's now an epidemic. So let's me give you the primer on irregular cycles so you can understand them. Now, a regular period for most women comes every 24 to 29 days. Some women have periods that are 23 to 35 days, and that is normal for them. So that would not be considered irregular if that's what you always have. But have your cycle patterns changed? Are you having heavy bleeding, skipping periods, 2 periods a month, spotting between periods? Well, this is irregular. But most irregular periods are benign, meaning they're not harmful. Shifts in hormone balance can alter your cycle pattern, especially during perimenopause. Irregular periods can be caused by estrogen dominance, fibroids, uterine cysts, endometriosis, perimenopause, PCOS, excessive carb intake, high stress, and anovulatory cycles. That's where no egg is released. And I want to digress. If you're a young woman who's undergoing frequent irregular cycles, you may not be ovulating. And this is a major factor for your future fertility. So take charge now. Progesterone can be the answer for you. And also, I have a spot on my website that's called the Fertility Shoppe, and you can visit that for lots of other tips for fertility. So back to the irregular cycles. Ladies, don't be nervous. Good old progesterone regulates the amount and length of the menstrual cycle. And the good news is that progesterone can restore your regular cycle pattern. But, Barbara, how do I use it if I'm one of those ladies who's irregular? Okay, here you go. Now don't worry too much. I've got this in a handout so you can email me for it. If you've just had a cycle, you count the first day of your bleeding as day 1. Then on day 12 through 26, you use your progesterone cream. Then you stop. If your period doesn't come within a week after you stop, this is what you're going to do. Consider the last day you took the progesterone as day 1 of a new cycle, and then begin again on day 12. So, if you've not had a cycle for 2 months, this is what you do. You use a 1/4 teaspoon of your progesterone cream 2 times a day for 21 days. Then you stop. Then wait 7 days and repeat the cycle, even if no period arrives. If the period arrives, you stop the cream during the bleeding and consider that to be your break. As you restore hormone balance, you may begin menstruating regularly, and at that point you go back to the day 12 through 26. You probably will get regular again. However, if you're close to menopause, regular cycles may become permanently changed. And don't worry, that's the norm. I actually have a video, Help My Periods Are Out of Whack, where I go into that in great detail. But at this point, the more progesterone, the better, because you're no longer making much in your ovaries. Now you ask, Barbara, I've always had very short or I've always had very long cycles. So what do I do with the progesterone? Well, it's easy. This is your normal, and this is what you're going to work with. If your cycles are short, say every 25 days, or long, 32 or more, here's how to use it. You look at your calendar and determine when day 1 of your next period is due. Then you count backward 14 days and start your cream. Why? The number of days between your ovulation and day 1 of your period is always 14 days. So you'll be adding the cream at exactly the right time for you. Do you need more help? Remember, I've got this written down. I've got a handout for you. I'll email it to you. You can call my office. I've been studying hormones for 30 years, and I have lots of free information on all hormone topics. I want you to feel great.